Hello everyone, welcome back to Hytale. I'm feeling a lot better today, so I'm a-okay and I'm ready to continue on with our building/adventures. Today, or I should say for this episode, we are looking at building the docks. I had talked about it a little bit on Twitch last week, and I said that I wanted new buildings, considering if we have a look around, we have every single building that is ever needed specifically for a farm. Yes, we could probably go ahead and build another kind of barn, maybe a kind of greenhouse. There's all possibilities. But the thing that I'm probably looking more towards is heading towards our river that is carrying on quite a fierce way, actually. So this river here runs all the way through our kind of azure area, all the way out into a fairly sized lake. So I kind of want to start kind of building out from where we are currently. That being said, also want to look at widening our river here, possibly switching into this river here, and then coming out into what I'm assuming is the sea, because I have not explored any further than that. But with that also comes a lot of terraforming, and if I'm being completely honest, I don't want to have to do that. So I very quickly got on during the weekend, quickly did the pathway, and I'm going to be building essentially down here. So what I am planning specifically down here is we're going to have kind of a fisheries area of it. Sorry, I'm just noticing that. What on earth is happening here? Huh? It's a water era. Oh. Huh. Okay. Did not know that was a thing that could happen. Anyway. I'm thinking of putting in a fisheries area. So I want to, first of all, build a bridge to over this side so we don't have to jump over the river, which won't lie, kind of makes sense to have a bridge here. And then this kind of more open area here, cutting into this side of the hill here, I'm thinking we go ahead and put a fishery docks either on this side or even on the other side there, maybe putting a kind of like boathouse, maybe on this side, the more warehousey area on that side, just so this side isn't as heavy and that side there can start getting some stuff. I'm not completely 100% sure on the plan yet, but you know what? Let's look at it from the sky and see how that looks. All right. So this is the sky look. As you can see, the pathway coming down. Once we have the bridge kind of in that middle section there, we could probably have a lot more on this side, allowing that side to kind of have its big, terrible building there. But yeah, on this side here, we could have a kind of village, I guess, starting. I mean, we do have obviously our village over here, but we could do a little like fishing village on this side, which would, I would say, kind of make sense. Also, it makes sense to kind of go with the way that the terrain is. So this side here is more flat, that side there is more round. You would want the boats to be able to go round and dock rather than having to, yeah. So it takes a lot of planning, a lot of these things, but I have a plan. I want to execute it, but first off, we need to gather up resources and build that bridge, because that bridge is going to probably be the key component to a lot of this build. So let me go and grab everything, and we'll get planning. Right, welcome back. So, I have some resources. Not a lot, but it's enough to start off with. I'm wanting to kind of sort out where each of the pillars are going. So, we're going to mark that with the quartzite. I haven't actually measured how big this is, but we'll find out now because I'm gonna quickly set it up so that it's evenly spaced and sorted out correctly and it looks nice. Okay, I'm back. I have done a mock-up of what I would like to have our actual bridge look like. So it's enough room to get, if you were maybe on a boat, get a boat through here. The only trouble I'm having right now is if I was to go up one more level, would that be too much? Because right now this is quite a bit. Ooh, let's see if we can. Yeah, parkour. I'm so glad that I learned how to parkour. I mean, hello, sheep. Looking at it from back here, that's not too bad of a bridge. I just want it to be more than just, oh, it's a bridge. No, I want it to be like a little bit more decorative. So I think that'll work, and I just gotta make it look fancy. Is the best way to put it. It is currently 22 blocks wide. The river's not 22, I think it's only like 18, but I've extended it out to 22 so that we have enough room to be able to, okay, you guys can just go, enough room so that we have like a little bit of leading pathway and stuff like that. I'm sorry, that distracted me. I'm getting very distracted today. There's water missing from there, that's why. It's like, why is that like that? It's because water's missing. It's okay, I'll fix it later. But I think because the way that I'm wanting to do this is that the road, again, it's gonna be about here. Same as the other side, so it is level. And this is just going to be the bridge to go over. It's gonna be done in mostly slabs, probably not stairs. Slabs are so much nicer, especially for a gradual kind of, what would you call it, curve? A gradual curve rather than using stairs, because stairs are very just angular. They're not as nice as slabs. Slabs are so much nicer just to do that little kind of archway style. So, with that being said, I guess I'll get the rudimental kind of what it's going to look like. So I'll get the walkway itself, the walkway bridge. I'll get the main part of the bridge done. And then we will come back and I'll show you what I've got so far. Right, I have returned. We have a very, what I would class as rudimental kind of bridge so far. I'm not liking how the middle part is. Sorry, I'm not happy with how the middle part of the bridge is. It's very flat. So, I do want to make it just a little bit more curved, but I'm also thinking maybe I could do the curvatures with the detailing blocks rather than with the road itself. But I've gotten this far. I've had to go and get kind of extra blocks. Mainly the cloth, because it makes it easier. It's a one-hit block brick. But I had to get that in order to do the scaffolding. And this is quite a nice kind of gradual over the water. But I'm thinking maybe giving it a little bit more height here. But it also would kind of be a little weird, so I'm kind of thinking against it. Either way, I am going to continue on with this, make sure that it works out as well as I would like it to, and I'll show you once it's sorted? Complete. No, not complete, because I want to show you progress of it not being complete and when it is completed completely, but I'll show you what I have in mind once I've gotten it done, essentially, for the marks on the brain. For the detailing on the sides. Apparently I can't brain today, despite not being sick anymore. I can't brain. Good to know. So I'm currently working on this, and I won't lie, I'm not liking this bridge so far. I want to rip it out and start all over again, which is what I think I might do. Which is frustrating, but you know, it is what it is sometimes. Sometimes when you start a build, you don't... Well, sometimes when you start a build, you're like, yes, I like it. It's going exactly the way that I want it to go. And then sometimes you're like, no, that's not what I wanted. Especially when you take a step back and look at it. And that is, I will not lie, not what I wanted. So I'm gonna strip it all down again, and I'm going to try again. So this might take me a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, which is great. It's fine. I don't mind it. I'll be back after I've done everything. Okay, so it is a bit later, and by a bit I mean at least a half an hour later. And hi, sheep. This is what we have. This is what I wanted the bridge to originally look like, not like whatever was there before. This is what I wanted it to look like. And I'm going to... It's all currently one texture, which is this, the brick style. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to texture, I'm also going to be adding in some wood and maybe making it look like it is or was being repaired, if I can. If I can't, then I won't, but I want to give it a little bit more charm and detail. That is including me going ahead and getting some moss and vines and that to put onto the bridge to make it be a little bit more overgrown. What is your problem, you two? Meh. Arguments with a sheep. And I'm also thinking about some other things to do with the bridge specifically. I know a lot of textures need to change, so that's the one thing. Overgrown, mossy, well used. That's all I'm thinking about. Is it's a well used bridge. It's used quite frequently, and I don't know how to portray that yet, but I need to go and gather resources up. That's a given. So it's a lot of moss and vines and so forth and so forth that I need to go and find and get. So I will be back once I have shabbied it up and made it look like it's been here for years rather than looking brand new and like I've just plonked it into the waterway. Okay, and I am back. I have done some of the decoration and everything like that. So I have added in some ivy and some moss and things that'll make it look a little bit more overgrown and used over the years. Same thing has happened on this side, so Again, it looks like it has been there for a while. Now, when it comes to the road part of the actual bridge, I've gone ahead and I've put in different textures. I've put this area where it's possibly had to be patched. I was thinking about possibly using some of the wood beams and actually putting them like facing like one direction. See if that would do something. Actually, you know what? Let's test it. I have only gotten a certain amount of those, so I can't. Some of this. Only had like a couple. Shouldn't. Yeah, something like that, because it makes it look like it's falling apart at the best. Give me, thank you. But yeah, no, it allows us to be able to go underneath and everything like that. So I'm won't lie, I'm pretty happy with it. It looks good from my perspective. I don't know if I like it. I don't know. I like just the platform itself being there and there just being a couple of holes. I don't know. We'll see how I feel about it in like a bit. But that is the bridge 100% done. Won't lie, really love it. It's good from a distance, so that is the main thing. See, even if I come back at here, it's a very good I'm proud of that bridge. That's a good bridge. And the best thing is that because I have used the quartzite blocks, it does kind of tie in to our kind of wall that we've kept up, so it matches. It's like there was originally buildings there or some sort of thing, and then, yeah. I think the best way to put it is like the quartzite is going to be seen as the old, while anything that is in the cobblestone and wood, that's all relatively new, I guess is the best way to put it. But I'm pretty proud of that. I'm very proud of that, actually. I'm not pretty proud, I'm very proud. I'm also now going to have to go out and find more dry wood because I've used up all of my dry wood. Anyway, I am still thinking about whereabouts we're going to do the docking area, so I kind of want to test, like, both areas, see how both areas look with stuff, so. Oh, it seems that I am very laggy. Oh yeah, I am very laggy. Okay. I don't know what's happening there. I might need to just sort that out. But I'm going to also take some time out to start doing the dock area for our boats. So I'm gonna come back when I've, I guess, set up a rough docking area to see how we like it. Right, so I might have gotten a little bit out of control and, well, did the warp part of the dock. I think I went a little bit overboard. It's fine. It happens sometimes. Won't be the first, will not be the last, but as you can see, it's at least 2 blocks above the water. So, what I am going to do is probably put a slightly lower platform down here so that we're able to, that is, if we end up with boats, we can put a boat there. I think I found some of the Treeple peoples who has, I think a few of them have like the modeled boats, but not the usable boats, so I might go and pinch a boat or 2 from them to make things seem a little bit more boaty. But I've gotten this far. I'm thinking we're able to maybe put some boats up here that look like they need to be repaired. I'm gonna tell Kazbek that if he would like to build some things for the dock, maybe like some housing, boat housing or something like that, or even a boat, he is more than happy. I'm more than happy for him to do that, so it does allow him to have some say in what's happening here. I'm probably going to put a little bit of stress in here, so probably putting some moss and making it all goopy looking, mossy looking. Worn is the word I'm looking for. Oh my gosh. Get some water reeds and things like that into the water. Probably maybe not reeds, but maybe I go over into the, oh my gosh, what is it called? The jungly area, marshy area? Gosh, that's the word I was looking for, marsh. And get some of the weed that is growing on top of the water and just bring that over here so that it can sit just around the docking area. It seems that for some reason I'm having some difficulty with my Hytale. My Hytale is just like, for some reason, extra glitchy today. I don't know what is happening. I might need to do a reinstall, I'm not sure yet. But from where our lovely bridge, I forgot what it was for a second. From our lovely bridge, you can see our docking, our dock area. And then once we got some buildings in there, maybe it'll look really good. I feel like this needs blue. It needs like an oceany blue, and I don't know if we can get anything that is like an oceany blue to go in there. I have to look at and see what we've got back in the community area. But yeah, I'm happy with how that looks so far. Once it's got a little bit of distress and some plants around it, I'm fairly certain it will look really good. And yeah, I might talk to Kazbek, see if Kaz wants to go ahead and build up some like dock buildings for random things like stock for fish. I don't know, can fish be hung up? Strung up? I don't know. I want to do a bit of decoration on here anyway, so I'm thinking we're gonna do that. And then maybe look at, I'll shoot a message over to Kazbek and see if Kaz wants to do the buildings. Because I really like his building that he did do. So I'm wondering if I get him to do the buildings. Like I'll clear the land and everything for him and terraform. And maybe get that going. But yeah. I'll leave it for now and see what we can do. Right, so I'm back. Again, I've done a little bit of stuff. I've talked with Kazbek. Kazbek's going to look into what he could possibly do over here. But, ta-da! We have gotten the boats. We have gotten a bit of decoration up. I say decoration, it's just more of, hey, it's been here for a while, distress kind of thing. And I won't lie, pretty happy with it. There's not very much else that I could do right at this very moment. But if you remember how this hill used to look, I have sat here and have terraformed this entire area. Just so that it makes a little bit more sense, because it was kind of a weird looking hill beforehand. But let me show you what I have done up there. Right, so as you can see, I have smoothened this area out. I haven't finished up here. I think I might actually leave this little piece here, but this all used to be a fairly large hill. It's now just a hill that is a gradual rather than very abrupt. Other than that, I have placed a bit of tree. I've put a few saplings around so that they can start growing up, but they're gonna probably take a bit. But I am fairly proud of how that terraforming looks, considering it is still not dressed or anything like that. But yeah, I'm kind of like leaving it in Kaz's hands. Like if he wants to do the housing, or I don't know what you call them. Yeah, I'm really bad with words today, apparently. But yeah, the sheds. There we go. Oh my gosh, the fishery sheds. If he wants to do the fishery sheds, it's perfectly fine. If he doesn't, then I'm a-okay with that as well. But what I do want to do is I would like to also turn my head towards here, but I might leave that for next episode. And we move over into this area and do like a little fishing village, maybe. See how I feel about that. It's gonna be a fairly big task, if I'm being completely honest, to do a small town in this area. But I'm fairly certain that I'll be able to, since I've already done a farm. There's a fairly large and established farm, which is still growing. That corn needs to still basically come out to here. The wheat needs to continue going out as well. So it's a good amount of stuff that I still need to do. But I won't lie, it's very picturesque at the moment. My favorite thing to do is just to sit kind of like here and just look at what we've previously built and what we're still building. It makes me very proud that I have continued to do this series, and I can't wait, obviously, for the next couple of episodes as well. But enough about that. There's not very much else that we can really do. So, without further ado, thank you very much for coming and joining me. It has been wonderful, as always, to have you all here and listening to me waffle on about this kind of thing. So, be good. I will see you next episode. If you haven't already, make sure you're giving me a follow. Give me a sub. If you're not over on my Twitch, please go over to my Twitch. The link will be down in the description area of the video. And without further ado, I shall see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.